Hi everyone, welcome to yet another installment of Ringange Disc with Stolo Dlamini. Thank you so much for joining me. As we always do, we give thanks and appreciation to everyone who's been watching, welcoming everyone who's tuning in for the first time. So guys, so before I started, I wanted to give you guys just a brief, history of my, I don't know, as a fan, as a football fan. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I come from a difficult weekend as a soccer fan, as someone who supports teams out there. I took a note this past weekend, so I'll start with my, international team, if you want to call it that, Chelsea lost to Tottenham, well, my love for Chelsea, I don't know, man, I think when everyone was talking about Liverpool, about Manchester and Newcastle, and I was like, but I'm not feeling those teams. I think people who support Manchester because of the hype that the Manchester team was from the early 90s to when Alex Ferguson left. I think people who support Liverpool still hold on to that 19 trophies, 19 or 18 trophies, league titles that they won, and they haven't won anything since 93, I think. So those people are holding on to that past. But when I when I was starting to enjoy the English football, Chelsea was coming up, I think, they were just coming up, they were just doing well. And as soon as Mane came into Chelsea, as soon as Mourinho came into Chelsea the first time, and my love for them grew from that point, But I've always been that kind of a supporter. I'm always looking for where people are not going, and I'm like, that's my team. Even when I watch football, I always watch, if I'm watching matches where I don't have interest really, I always go for the underdogs, So that's my team. Chelsea lost to Tottenham. Great game by Tottenham, and man, it's like basibambe ngepatrick. Ekas masithi umuntu ubambe ngepatrick is when you're looking the other side. As soon as you turn, they hit you quickly, and by the time you recover, they're gone. So that was a great game to watch for Tottenham. I'll come back to something about Tottenham and the stadium where they play and all of that. And then my home team, I can't hide it. People abangazi know, but I'm a ChelseaFan. I've always been a Chiefs fan, and I don't know, man. Some people say I'm a Chiefs fan because of where I live. My location, Kaslami, is where apparently the team started, and all of that. So people say I'm a Chiefs fan because of that. But I was a Swallows fan when I was young. I remember being a Swallows fan. I don't, so the move to Chiefs was because of the excitement, man, around the team when I was starting to understand the ball in the early 90s, late 80s, as a kid. Every time people were excited, people were happy, it was about the ball, which was the Kaizer Chiefs or the Pirates, So I think based on the experience I had with that excitement and where I stayed as a young kid and where I grew up, so the obvious choice for me was the Chiefs. I had a terrible weekend, coming back from that weekend, we were spanning and having to speak to Abantu, and people are on your case about your team lost, your team is not playing well, and so forth and so on, So I just wanted to give you guys that quick background. I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm a Chiefs fan. So if one of those two is playing on TV, I'm on there. If one of them is playing in the nearest stadium and I'm there, then I'll go to the stadium, So basically I'm pretty much at Chiefs games when I have the time. If not, I'll probably watch them on TV, to show that I do support those teams. If they're playing on TV, I'm not going to watch anything else except those teams. If they're playing at the same time, Chiefs always wins the coin toss, if you want to call it. The coin toss, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? So, man, that's my experience as a fan. I think we all love Ebola because of the teams that we support. We love Ebola, but you always have the teams that we support. When it's hard to find someone who's just a general soccer fan. I remember I read somewhere, one of the journalists that I follow on Twitter someone was saying that this guy is biased to a certain team, and he's a fan and all that. So this guy cleared it up and said, listen, I'm a fan of football. But before I went into this industry that I'm in, I was a fan of a certain team, so I loved the team growing up and all that. And of course, when that team plays, I'm interested, but it's not like when I now report on my post-match reports or pre-match reports, I'm biased to the team. I think journalists are trained to be objective, and he was saying that I love football, it's a certain team that I love, but I'm objective when I do my job. So yeah, guys, I'm here, I'm talking about it, and most of the time when I talk about it, I'll try to be as objective as I possibly can. So yeah, that's that's my experience as a fan, and yeah, don't judge me, guys, on the teams that I follow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think we all made choices on which team we like and which teams we enjoy watching. So yeah, that's my team or teams. So moving on from that, let's get into the derby. I have I don't know, man. I was happy about the derby. I wasn't happy about the derby. So I have a few things that I just wanted to talk to you guys about and just my thoughts, share them with you guys. One of the things that alarmed me, one of the things that disturbed me when I was looking at some stats, I looked at the past 23 games, the past 23 derbies, and I looked at them and I looked at the track record and all that. And surprisingly, people are talking about how Pirates is dominating Chiefs now. No, guys, Pirates has been dominating Chiefs. I don't know, I can't use that B word, but Pirates has been dominating Chiefs. In the past 23 games, when I was looking at it, Chiefs only won like 4 games. And this is all games. This is including Cup, League. I think, I was looking at, all Cup leagues, be it the Netbank, Telkom, wherever they meet. Pirates has been dominating Chiefs for the past 23 games. Pirates has won 8, Chiefs has won 4, and there's been like 11 draws. We know that draws dominate the Soweto derby. But looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, so for the past 23 games, every game that plays, Chiefs fans, there's hope that Chiefs is going to beat Pirates. And Pirates fans are going there and like, yeah, well, isinkwa sethu lesi. Abantu bethu laba, as we always say, Mazdali Polekas, and you're playing against the team that you're going to beat. You always say, abantu bethu laba. So basically, Pirates, it Chiefs abantu be Pirates. For the past 23 games, Pirates has been kicking Chiefs' butts. But anyway, so when I was looking at that and I looked at the game itself and I was like, this is not surprising. When you go and you try your level best to beat someone who's been bullying you and you come out short. And that's why the reaction, I think, from Mukune, that's why the reaction from certain fans. But yeah, man, I think Pirates has really done well when it comes to Chiefs, But I also looked at the game itself, and when I was looking at when the first 11, when the starting lineup were being announced, and I'm like, so Pirates is not playing with, an out-and-out striker, someone that we know, someone that is, when Pirates is playing, or when Chiefs or whichever team is playing, you're always looking at who's the striker, who's that guy who's going to get them goals, who's that one man that that he might even receive all the long balls. And I looked at it, and you look at that front line, which was Upule, Lodge, Kutumela, and Shonga, with Tumlambo and Nyatama just behind them. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, so there's really no out-and-out striker, with all due respect to Kutumela, Lodge, and Upule and Shonga. I think in their good days, you can call them strikers. They are attackers. They're good players that go, attack. But look at the first goal. Pule was coming from the side. You look at where Uloj was coming from. He was also coming from the side. It's not like by the time that they move with they were on the break, he was already in the box. He was coming from the side. So he's not an out-and-out striker, And when I was listening to the game and the commentator said that Kutumela is playing as Phazamisa, is that one player where I think Ungezan was chasing, or Omar was chasing, opening space for Abopule and Abolodge to come in and Aboshonga. And Chiefs couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle that. But I also think Uguti Paris did not show Chiefs any fear. Because sometimes when teams play and one team fears the other one, they will play with that one striker. Like, for example, I wouldn't have been surprised if Pirates it decided to Kabuza. Just to shake things up. Same as how Chiefs plays with Tukaso, to make Uchele and his partner at the back, they're just a bit afraid, so that, that Muneti boy, so that they know Guti, there's a striker playing there. But back to Pirates. Umlambo, guys, Umlambo needs to be in the national team. That boy is just excellent. He plays simple football. He's moving the ball, he's passing the ball, he's doing all of those things, making a Pirates play. But I also think Uguti Pirates did themselves a huge favor by also playing on Nyatama, because Nyatama is also good on the ball compared to his counterpart, Katsande. Again, with all due respect to Katsande, I think he's a good defensive midfielder, but it doesn't really help the Chiefs start attacks and move forward. But anyway, so if you're looking at how Chiefs are playing, guys, there was a certain point in the game where I was bored. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, where I was bored, because the game was not flowing. The game was not exciting. The game did not have a bit of fire. I think they were just playing kickball. That football where we're holding on to the ball, but they're doing it at the back. They're doing it both teams are doing it on their own half. And then as soon as someone presses, then they play the ball long, and then they know that, okay, we're going to go back, chill, defend. So that part, I think it was in the first half, from the 30th minute up until the first half whistle. Really, that game was really boring. It was disappointing to watch that, because I really do enjoy watching the derby, but that part of the game really did disappoint me. But going back, guys, so I was looking at also stats for the Chiefs and who's been playing and all of that. I don't know, man. I know about a player like Cardoso made a few mistakes. In fact, he made a couple of mistakes. But the same mistakes that he made, Mario is making the same mistake. Ngezan is making the same mistakes. Because I remember, I think it was a Vets game or a Sundowns game where Cardoso let the ball bounce and he couldn't hit the ball out. And then, it was a Sundowns game, and then he fouled the Sundowns player, the striker, Proki, and then there was a penalty because he allowed the ball to bounce in front of him. Mario missed that bounce. He couldn't recover. Ngezane couldn't recover. Rama couldn't recover. Because if Ngezane recovers and he makes the tackle to sweep the ball out, there's no goal. If Rama disturbs Lodge, because that's his job. If that person comes from the line, that's you tracking him back, because there's no one behind you. That's your player right there. He couldn't disturb that, because in the box for me, it's all about to pass umuntu. Just a bit of a nudge, just a bit of ngilapha mkwakho, feel me, not even a tagging the shirt, just touching the player, saying, "Bra, I'm here. I'm here," so that the player just loses a bit of concentration. They couldn't do that, and they let Okune down. Second goal is the same thing. I think everyone has been talking about how do uyekela umuntu ashaya umkalangwane awe, then stand up, then score. And there's three of you. If you look at that play, there's three of them there. Poisons tried to take the ball out. He was out of the game. Ungezana was there. Katsando was there. And then Rama was also there. Rama was the closest. No one put pressure on the ball. And that's how Chiefs got punished. And so, but the whole body language, I think Kune was saying, playing for the badge. If that's how you play for the badge. There is no time where you're going to let go of that spirit, because we are from start of the whistle. You concede a goal, you're the one who's picking up that ball from the net. You're taking it and putting it on the center line because you want to play. You want to keep playing. You want to keep taking shots. I was looking at even the shots numbers. I think Chiefs took like 6 shots. How are you going to win a game against the Pirates by taking 6 shots? That you're not going to do that. 2 of them were on target. And that 2, one of them was a goal. And that goal was, also a mistake from a Pirates defensive line. So, I don't know, man. I think Pirates is still going to dominate the Chiefs because they're getting that, they have that mental advantage now. They have that, mental power or mental, what you call advantage. Yeah, let's just mental advantage over a Chiefs, and they will keep dominating that. And so, but also, I don't know, man. You don't want to talk about coaches and all that. I think Usolinas, for me, he disappointed me by saying Guti he had little time to prepare for a derby. As soon as that draw was made, you knew you were playing the derby. That's when you start preparations. I know football is all about your next game and so on, and you always prepare for your next game. But if you prepare for your next game, that opponent, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. You're always ready. You're always there with the plan. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. So whether you come from an international break to come a day later to play Pirates, it really doesn't matter because you prepared. All the time that you have weekly, 2 days a week, 3 days a week at Naturen, you are always preparing for your toughest opponent. It doesn't matter who that opponent is. And so really am disappointed that he said that. Well, in terms of him apologizing, as a fan, I take the apology. I accept it. Life goes on. Life moves on. And also pick up to Ukune. But tell your boys, if you're going to tell people that they need to play for the badge, do that every single game. And I know it's more disappointing to lose against Pirates, but you need to do that every single game. They need to know that the badge comes first. They always play for the badge, regardless of who they play against. So yeah, guys, I really do hope moving forward the boys will play for the badge. And yeah, man, I think this applies to every team. If I've seen where, in fact, I've heard Umicho saying, Guti, they play for the badge, they pay for the club. You always pay respect to the club. The club is always bigger than any player, any coach. It's always about the club. So hopefully moving forward, I think these boys need to gain their confidence, and hopefully when they go and play, I think they're going to play the Confederations Cup now, the Africa, the CAF Confederations League. I think they're playing a PE on the 28th. So hopefully they pick up their socks and they have a better game than they did against the Pirates. But football is an attitude thing, man. I think if you have the right attitude, you have the right confidence, you pick yourself up, you go for the next game, and you have the best game, And yeah, as they always say, you're always as good as your last game. So right now, Chiefs is not a good team. They're not performing greatly. So basically, they need to improve so that the next game they play better. And if they win that, now they're a good team because, yeah, as I said, you're only as good as your last game. But before we just close off quickly, listen, very happy, man, to see how well Banyana is doing. Well, I know Gucci, they always go into the semis and they always go into the finals, and sometimes it's Nigeria. I think they've been beaten by Nigeria a couple of times, but I have faith this time. I know Gucci. I think it's Khatlana, man. I have that Khatlana back. I think she's doing very well. She's scoring, I think it's 4 goals in 3 games. I think she's on form, and yeah, man, I watched them play against Zambia, and they're a good team, and I think Desiree has, Coach Desiree has a good team going there for her, and yeah, I wish them all the best, and it would be very nice for them, because I think they've already qualified for the next World Cup. If not, I think they will qualify by being third place. I think the top 3 teams will go and play in the Women's World Cup. So yeah, man, hope to see them in the World Cup, and it would be nice for them to go in the World Cup as African champions, But I don't know, man. There's one person one day I would hope to have a conversation with when it comes to Banyana. I always think Uguti, we brush it off or Skulmangayo whenever the Banyana team is playing. No one really talks about all the challenges that they face, all the things that are not happening, the league, having a proper league. I know the Sasol League is coming up soon. I'm not sure of the dates, but I think 2019 is the start. It will start. But also someone was saying that why is it that the teams that are already established, your Kaizer Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, I think Sundowns has a good ladies team. But the other teams, Bloem Celtic also has a great ladies team. I've seen them play. Yeah, man, the other teams, why don't they have like a ladies team? Like a women's team. Same development structures, same ages going up and going up and going up. I think that would give us, good players that are always playing, not players who only play the Sasso League or the Safa League, and with all the challenges that we've seen where sometimes they don't play because the ref was not there or whoever needed to be there, an official was not there. But yeah, I just wish Banyana well moving forward. I do hope that one day I'll have a conversation with someone I know who has a big heart for Banyana. And yeah, man, I hope one day I'll have a conversation with her. As soon as you guys know, as soon as I have the conversation with her, you guys would know what I'm talking about. But yeah, just to close off quickly, guys, as I said in the beginning of the show, I wanted to come back to the Tottenham game and everything like that. I don't want to talk about the game. I think the EPL game is quick, man. I think that game, that league is one of the quickest leagues I watch every weekend, and the teams are playing at some ridiculous pace. Well, Man City is I think Man City is currently the best team in the world. They're on a league on their own. Like really, honestly, they're on the league on their own, a league of their own. But yeah, what I wanted to touch on quickly was that if you look at a time when, because right now White Lane is been renovated. Apparently, they keep on postponing when the team can go back and play at White Lane. But if you notice that when Tottenham went and played at Wembley and they started playing their home games at Wembley, they were not doing so well. They really were not doing so great. And this is because of so many factors. It was, the commentator mentioned one time that even the environment, how close the fans are, compared to Wembley where they're a bit far. And Wembley is huge compared to White Hart Lane, and by huge I mean like 55,000. We know 90,000. Yeah, that's but that environment they couldn't replicate it at Wembley, and they struggled to play, and that got me thinking, Uguti, maybe one of the reasons why our teams are not consistently performing is because they're always moving around, especially the Naturena team is always moving around. And I know Uguti, wherever they go, they throw the fans. And that's how they always see themselves. But what good is it that you're going to play on a new pitch all the time? Isn't it also, as players, you need to get used to what we call a kasislachis? Knowing very well, Uguti, on this pitch, at this field, in this venue, this is our home game. You do not mess with us. And so I think Wits does it very well. I think Wits, with their intimate stadium, nice 10,000, 15,000 seater, the band is always playing. When you play there, you know what you Wits. The pitch itself, the fact that the ball is here. It's not like you're gonna kick the ball and it takes the ball boy to run anywhere. No, the ball is here. It's like almost like you're playing indoor soccer. Everything is here. Even the coaches are so close that they probably hear each other when they give instructions. So Wits does that well. I think Bidvest Stadium gives that vibe. I think if they fill it up and they have a nice crowd going with the band, as I said, but the other teams, man, they're always moving around. I think SuperSport also moves around between Pretoria and Polokwane. No, Mbombela, I think, yeah? Yeah, Mbombela. But I haven't seen them play in Mbombela in a while. But Chiefs is playing, like, even now they're going to a PE. Right? I think they piggyback on that wagon, Ogoti. People don't get to see football a lot in other places. And I understand that. But I also feel good, man, they really are messing with some mojo, if I put it that way. Because if your mojo is at home, and when you play your home games, you dominate your home games, that's where your mojo is. Does that make sense? That's where your mojo is. That's where you win your games, because you play from home And as I said, that's islahis. Abantu mabafika kufa abantu la. Uyangithola sishaya induku masidlala ekhaya. Uyangithola. But I just wanted to mention that for just, give it some thought. Tell me what you guys think. Do you prefer teams in South African football move around and play in different stadiums? Some teams even share a stadium. The teams in Polokwane City, Baroka, but what you call this, Black Leopards plays at Thohoyandou, but before they play at Thohoyandou, all these three teams were playing at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium, if not the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. Those two venues, they share that. And that does not become your home. Teams need to have homes. And I think that's one of the things, we're losing. Because I'm not going to go to a PE for one game and playing a team that I don't know. And, I'm not going to go to a PE for one game. If Chiefs was in the final and they were playing Baroka or Vids and whoever, and big ups to Baroka, by the way, for going into their first final. Big shout out to them. But I'm not going to follow around the Chiefs. I know there's diehard fans who follow around their teams wherever they go. But that's not for everyone. And if the team is playing during the week, that's a work week, that's a school week. People have varsity, people at work, who has time to go do that? But yeah, guys, so give me feedback around what you think in terms of teams going around and playing in different venues. Do you prefer your team to play where every home game, that's where you're going, and that's where, you settle it. So give me. Yo, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your feedback, as you always, guys, give me. Please subscribe, please share, please follow me on Facebook. Find me on Facebook, Uscelo Sibakulu Dlamini. Please find me on Instagram, Uscelo Dlamini. Please find me on Twitter, @Mpagafi. And yeah, man, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.